There's been a terror attack in Budgam. A Kashmiri Pandit has been shot dead by terrorists in the Kashmir Valley. This is in Budgam on the outskirts of Srinagar. The man who's been identified as Rahul Bhatt has been injured in the attack. I beg your pardon, not killed. He's been shot at and injured in this attack. Rahul Bhatt is very much alive. He's an employee at the Tehsildar's office in Chadura in Jammu and Kashmir. The man, Rahul Bhatt, he's a Kashmiri Pandit, has been injured in this attack and rushed to a hospital in Srinagar. The security forces on ground have launched a search operation at this point of time for those who targeted and attacked Rahul Bhatt, a Kashmiri Pandit in Budgam. I want to go across to India today's Ashraf Wani for more on this. Ashraf, can you tell us more about the incident in which Rahul Bhatt has apparently been shot at and injured?
Absolutely, Shiv. Just 1 hour back, this incident happened in the Chadura Revenue Department. It was the office of Tehsildar where this employee of Jammu and Kashmir on minority quota was working as a revenue official in the Department of Revenue Department here in the Tehsildar's office. He was fired by a gunman, probably terrorists, where he is injured. He was shifted to nearby hospital where doctors have referred him to the biggest hospital of Srinagar, that is SMHS hospital, where he is currently being treated upon. After this attack on this employee, now the area has been cordoned off. There is a massive hunt going on to nab those attackers who are involved in this crime. Basically, there was some apprehensions that the minorities are on the target for last so many months. All those employees which are working in the Jammu and Kashmir department and are from minority community, they had been provided the security, but that is not possible in the government offices, and this attack took place in a office of Tehsildar Chadura, which is hardly 13 kilometers away from the main city of Srinagar.
You know, any information about the reason for what happened? Was this looked like a targeted attack, Ashraf?
Basically, so far no group has taken the responsibility, but I spoke to the top cops here in the Kashmir Valley. They are saying that they have CCTV footage that who entered into the premises and who could be behind this heinous crime here in the Kashmir Valley, and they are going to track him soon and bring him to the justice. That is what the police is saying. Meanwhile, the whole focus is on the life of this Rahul Bhatt, who is the employee, and how his life could be saved. That is the first priority being seen here by the administration of Jammu and Kashmir.
Okay, Ashraf, thanks very much for that. The Tehsildar office employee Rahul Bhatt, Kashmiri Pandit based in the Kashmir Valley, shot at in Budgam. He is injured. Thankfully, he's alive, but he's critically injured. He is undergoing treatment at this time in a Srinagar hospital. Another targeted attack on a Kashmiri Pandit in the Kashmir Valley. He is employed with the Tehsildar's office in Chadura in Jammu and Kashmir, and he was shot at in Budgam, which is just on the outskirts of the state capital Srinagar, the Union Territory capital Srinagar, and he has been injured. He has sustained bullet injuries. Which group it was that attacked him is not known just yet, but remember, there are only a handful of groups that operate here with the entire backing of Pakistan's deep state machinery that has been trying to plant fear in civil populations of both Kashmiri Pandits as well as local Muslim populations in Jammu and Kashmir for many years now, and currently targeted attacks on Kashmiri Pandits definitely taking place. Rahul Bhatt, it cannot be a coincidence, has been targeted very specifically with the intention to create fear and a wave of fear. Former Director General of Police SP Vaid is also on the phone line with me for more, and he has personally seen and handled many such incidents in the Kashmir Valley. Vaid Saab, thank you very much for being with us. Another Kashmiri Pandit's shot at in what appears to be a targeted gun attack on him. He's a Tehsildar office employee. This happened in Budgam. What do you think, sir? Your views?
Very unfortunate that another precious human life has been put into danger, and Kashmiri Pandit is being targeted. Whatever remnants of Kashmiri Pandits are left in the valley under the Prime Minister's program for employment to minorities, and he must be serving to the local population as an employee in the Tehsil in Chadura district, Badgam. Very unfortunate that such boys are being targeted, and I think it is the same mindset which was responsible for genocide of Kashmiri Pandits, and we must ensure that these such elements are protected, whatever number is left in the valley, and fight this mindset who are bent upon cleansing the valley of whatever minorities are left.
Mr. Ved, how are these attacks carried out, sir? When you were the police chief there, you must have seen so many such attacks. Is it the case that these terror groups very carefully would have, tracked the movements of this young man and then tried to attack him in Badgam? Obviously, it's not a coincidence that he has been shot at.
Yeah, I think somebody must have definitely shared information about his working in the Tehsil Chadura, and shared this information to the terrorists. And they must be tracking his movement and targeting him. So that scare is created in the minorities. They don't dare to come to in the valley and work. Though he was serving the people of the same valley, the majority community. Very unfortunate.
SP Ved, thank you very much, sir, for speaking to India Today. Rahul Bhatt is critically injured in that gun attack on him. He was a government employee, a civil, a public servant, really, working for the people of Chadura in Jammu and Kashmir, and he has been targeted by terrorists. That is the disgusting extent to which terror groups backed by Pakistan in the Kashmir Valley will go to spread fear and control the local population. Rahul Bhatt was an employee of the Tehsildar's office, a public servant doing public service for civilians of Jammu and Kashmir, and he has been targeted by Pakistan-backed terrorists inside the Kashmir Valley. This was in Badgam. Thankfully, he hasn't been killed. We will continue to track this story very, very closely.